My child, I need you to sit with this truth gently resting on your spirit. You were never who they thought you were. You were not their version of you. You were not the image they crafted in their limited understanding. You were not the sum of their opinions, assumptions, or careless words. No, you are always who I called you to be. You are mine, formed in my image, shaped by my will, carried by my grace. All this time they looked at you and thought they understood. They labeled you according to what they could see with human eyes. They judged your journey by what made sense to their logic. They tried to confine you to rooms I never told you to live in. They tried to limit you to identities I never placed upon you. But what they didn't see, what they could never see, is the mark I placed on your spirit before the foundation of the world. There were moments where you even began to wonder if they were right. You started doubting the whisper you once heard in the quiet of your pain. You started questioning the dream I placed in your heart. You began to shrink to fit their expectations, hoping maybe they'd finally understand you, finally embrace you. But listen to me, beloved, I never called you to be understood. I called you to be set apart. You carry a calling they couldn't see coming. You walk with a weight that only heaven understands. They saw your mistakes, but I saw your mantle. They saw your delays, but I saw your development. While they pointed to your flaws, I was preparing your future. While they turned away from you, I never took my eyes off you. They watched your breakdowns and assumed you were done, but I was only getting started. You were never breaking down, you were breaking through. I know it hurt when they misread you. I know it pierced you when they questioned your worth. I watched you wrestle in silence while they laughed in ignorance. But through it all, I kept whispering your real name, the name I gave you, the one that speaks of destiny, not defeat, the one that holds power, not pity. And now, something serious is unfolding behind you, not because of revenge, not because of pride, but because I am revealing who you truly are. Slowly, quietly, without announcement, I've been unveiling you. Those who misjudged you are beginning to realize, they never really knew you, they never really saw what I was doing inside you. And it's not their fault, not entirely. They were blind to what I hid. Because you see, I sometimes hide my treasures, not to punish you but to protect you. You are walking forward now, but behind you, the echoes of realization are getting louder. Eyes are opening, hearts are stirring, and not because you demanded recognition, but because I am shining through you now in a way they can't deny. What they mocked I've anointed. What they dismissed I've destined. Let them watch, let them wonder, let them say we didn't know. That's all right, you don't need their applause. Boom. You don't need their permission, you only need my voice, and I am telling you, you are becoming everything I said you would be. Now walk with grace, walk with courage, walk with your head high, not in arrogance but in awareness. I am with you, I've always been. And now they will see, not who you were, but who you've always been in me. And that is enough. My child, I know you felt unseen. I know it felt like they didn't understand the weight you were carrying, the road you were walking, the battles you never spoke of. But you must understand this. Their perception was limited by your process. They could only see the surface. They only caught glimpses of what you were going through, not the full picture of what I was doing in you. You see, I was working behind the veil. While they were watching you struggle, I was strengthening you. When they saw silence, I was speaking. When they saw failure, I was forming the foundation of your future. You were never standing still, you were being reshaped, redefined, reanointed. They saw delays, I saw design, they saw confusion. I saw preparation. What they interpreted as weakness was actually wisdom. What they mocked as uncertainty was me positioning you for something greater. You don't go through a wilderness season for no reason. There was a reason for every tear you cried behind closed doors. There was a reason I kept you hidden while others were being celebrated. There was a reason I allowed certain people to walk away. It wasn't because you weren't enough. It was because you were becoming something they couldn't yet comprehend. I was covering you with my hand, the same way I covered Moses in the cleft of the rock. They couldn't see what I was doing because I wasn't doing it for them. I was doing it for you. The process looked messy, I know. You didn't always feel strong. Sometimes you doubted if I was even with you, but I never left your side. I was with you in the shadows. I was pruning you, purifying you, positioning you. There were things I had to burn away. There were parts of you that had to die so something holier, something higher could be born. This was not punishment. This was preparation. They misread you because they didn't see what was happening behind the veil. They didn't see the nights you chose obedience over comfort. They didn't see the sacrifices you made in silence. They didn't see how you kept walking, even when you had no strength left. But I saw it all. I recorded every act of faith, every whispered prayer, every moment you chose to trust me when nothing made sense. And while they sized you up by appearance, I was measuring your heart. You were never meant to be understood in the middle of your process. That's not where the clarity comes. I keep my greatest works hidden until they are ready, and now the veil is starting to lift. What I was doing in private, I'm about to reveal in public. The people who misjudged your silence, who questioned your calling, who dismissed your growth, they will have to face the truth that I was with you the entire time. They thought nothing was happening because they couldn't see it. But I do my best work in the unseen. I do my deepest shaping in the dark. And now, as you step forward, they will realize it wasn't delay, it was destiny unfolding in my perfect time. So let them look again, let them see what I've been building behind the veil. Because you, my child, are walking out of the shadows not broken but reborn. My child, I know this rise has felt strange. I know the shift within you has stirred something even you couldn't explain. The more you obey me, the more you feel distant from the people and places that once felt familiar. You feel the tug, the tension, the questions lingering in the eyes of others as you walk forward into what I've called you to. But hear me clearly now. You are rising into the role I anointed for you, and yes, it will confuse those around you. That's okay. I didn't choose you to blend in. I anointed you to stand out. The favor on your life is not always going to make sense to those who are watching from a distance. They weren't there when I found you at your lowest. They didn't see the covenant moments between you and me, when no one else was around. They didn't see the crushing, the pressing, the long nights of surrender. So when they see you rising, they assume it came suddenly. They don't know it came through fire. They may say, "Who does she think she is now?" Or "When did he become so spiritual?" But they are not being cruel, they're confused. Because you no longer fit the image they had of you. They remember your old ways, your past mistakes, the times you stumbled. They're still holding on to your history, while I'm releasing your destiny. Don't be discouraged when they hesitate to accept this new version of you. They are witnessing the fruit, but they missed the pruning. I have placed something sacred in you. I've put a divine assignment on your life, and when that calling begins to manifest, when it begins to shift your language, your posture, your relationships, others will notice. They may not understand it, but that doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It means you're stepping into what I created you for. You're walking in a room they didn't expect you to belong in. You're carrying a voice they didn't know was in you, but I knew. I saw it from the beginning. There is no need to defend the anointing I've placed on your life. Anointing doesn't need explanation, it reveals itself through fruit. Your transformation speaks louder than your words ever could. Let them watch, let them wonder, let them question, you keep moving. Because I've assigned you to this next chapter, and it cannot be delayed by confusion or fear of opinion. Some people around you may pull away, not because they dislike you, but because your elevation is confronting something in them. That's not your burden to carry. Keep your heart soft, love them still, but don't lower your voice to make others comfortable. Don't hide your calling to preserve familiarity. You are not being prideful, you are being faithful. This role was written for you before time began. I saw this moment before you ever took your first breath. I've raised you, refined you, and now I'm releasing you. You're not the same. You can feel it, you think differently, you discern more deeply, you walk more wisely. That's not by accident, that's by anointing. And yes, some will leave, some will misunderstand. But I promise you, those I've called to walk with you in this season will recognize what I've placed on your life. They will honor what I've built in you. They will not be confused. They will be drawn to the light. So rise, my child, rise with courage, rise with peace. I am with you, and what I've started in you, I will finish in glory, because what confuses them now will soon confirm that you were chosen all along. My child, I saw it all, every whispered conversation, every secret motive, every plan that was formed in darkness to break your spirit or delay your purpose. I saw it long before you even sensed it. You didn't have to know the details, because I knew every move. You didn't have to fight back with anger or prove your innocence with noise, because I was already turning it around. What they planned behind your back, I was already repurposing as a platform beneath your feet. You see, the enemy tried to use people around you as tools to discourage you, to make you second-guess your assignment, to make you believe you were unwanted, unwelcome, or unworthy. But I need you to understand this. Even the betrayal was allowed under my watch. Even the rejection served a purpose. Not because I delight in your pain, but because I use everything. Nothing touches your life unless I allow it. And if I allow it, I redeem it. Yes, they smiled to your face while setting traps behind your back. Yes, they pretended to support you while quietly hoping you would fall. Yes, they distorted your name, twisted your intentions, tried to cast shadows over your light. But I used it all. I used their words to sharpen your discernment. I used their silence to teach you how to walk alone with me. I used their schemes to push you into rooms they never thought you would enter. There is nothing done in secret that I don't see. And everything meant to hurt you, I will use to elevate you. You didn't need to clap back. You didn't need to curse them. You didn't need revenge. You just needed obedience, and you gave it. That's why I've built something under your feet that no man can destroy. Their betrayal became your bridge. Their traps became your training. Their jealousy became the soil in which your roots grew deeper in me. You asked me, "Why is this happening, Lord?" You wept, not understanding why people you loved turned cold, why places that once felt safe suddenly pushed you out. It wasn't because you failed. It was because you were outgrowing what couldn't carry you anymore. I allowed their plans to unfold, not so they could destroy you, but so I could develop you. So I could show you what it means when I say, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Their weapons were real, but their power was limited. Because when I am for you, who can be against you? Let them talk, let them gather, let them plot. Because every time they tried to bury you, they were planting you. And now the roots have gone deep and the fruit is beginning to show. The very people who tried to block you will have to watch you rise, not to shame them, but to show them what happens when a child of God chooses humility over retaliation. You don't have to live bitter. You don't have to carry the weight of betrayal forever. I've already turned it into something beautiful. Every lie, every wound, every trap has been rewritten into your testimony. This platform you're standing on, it wasn't built by applause. It was built through perseverance, tears, faith, and the hand of a God who never left your side. And now, what they meant for evil, I have turned for good. I'm lifting you where they thought you would fall. I'm blessing you where they cursed you. I'm exalting you in the same places where they tried to erase you. Because when I build the platform, no weapon, no whisper, and no enemy can shake what I have placed under your feet. My child, I need you to remember something important. What I'm doing in your life right now, this unfolding, this revealing, this rising, it was never meant to satisfy the opinions of others. It was never about proving anyone wrong. It was never about making them see. No, this has always been about what I'm shaping inside of you. The process wasn't for their validation. It was for your transformation. I didn't walk with you through the fire just to impress those who left you in the cold. I didn't sit with you in your wilderness just to gain applause from people who never understood the depths of your call. When you were broken, it was my hands that held you. When you had nothing left to give, it was my spirit that kept you going. I wasn't building you for show, I was building you for strength. You see, they may have seen the outer moments, but I was dealing with the inner man. I was healing the wounds that you had hidden from the world. I was silencing the lies that echoed in your mind. I was renewing your spirit, not so others could be impressed, but so that you could be free. So that you could become who I designed you to be, not who others expected you to be. There were times you wondered if you had to perform, if you had to explain, if you had to prove your worth to those who misunderstood you. But I never asked that of you. I never asked for performance. I asked for surrender. And that's what you gave me. That's why you're growing now. That's why doors are opening. That's why the favor is falling. Not because you played to the crowd, but because you bowed before me in secret. I know it's tempting to want others to see what I'm doing in you. I know you've been tempted to post the breakthrough, to share the story, to tell the world, look at how far I've come. But child, what I'm doing in your life is sacred, it's holy, it's personal. And those who need to see it will see it, not because you demand it, but because my glory cannot be hidden. Transformation isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent, sometimes it's slow. But every step is sacred, every tear has counted. Every hidden yes has carried weight in heaven. And though the world may not always notice your becoming, I have been watching closely. I have been smiling as you let go of bitterness. I have been rejoicing as you chose forgiveness. I have been drawing near every time you chose trust over fear. Don't worry about who's not clapping. Don't worry about who doesn't understand this season you're walking through. I didn't bring you this far to leave you unfulfilled. I brought you here so you could finally become whole. So you could walk in the fullness of your calling. Free from the pressure to please, free from the addiction to approval, free from the weight of what they think. This was always between me and you. I've been shaping your character. I've been restoring your identity. I've been preparing you not just to carry a blessing, but to become a blessing. You are not who you used to be, and you're not who others think you are. You are who I have called you to be. So let the transformation speak. Let the fruit show. Let your life preach a sermon no words ever could. Because when I change a heart, the world will see it, whether they understand it or not. And child, when I transform someone, I never do it halfway. I complete every good work I begin. My child, I never needed you to fight to be seen. I never required you to go to war with words or compete for recognition. You were already chosen before the first doubt was spoken, before the first seed of rejection was planted. I set you apart long before they misunderstood you. And when the time is right, they will know. Not because you shouted your worth, not because you argued your value, and not because you proved them wrong, but because I lifted you high. The elevation of your life will not come through manipulation or strategy. It will come through surrender. It will come through patience. It will come because my hand is on you, and when I choose to raise someone, no one can stand in the way. They may have questioned your process. They may have said, she's not ready, or he's not qualified. They may have watched your pain and assumed it was your ending. But I knew better, because I was the one writing the story they tried to edit. You never needed to defend yourself, I was your defense. When the room went silent, when their support vanished, when you felt surrounded by misunderstanding, I stood beside you, and even in your silence, I was speaking for you in rooms you never stepped into. I was preparing the recognition, not for your ego, but for my glory. I don't exalt people so they can shine. I exalt people so that I can be seen through them. And what's happening now? This rise, this unfolding, it's not for show, it's for purpose. They're going to see it, not because you've demanded their attention, but because I've orchestrated a moment where your life can no longer be denied. Your fruit will speak, your favor will speak. The anointing on your voice, your actions, your very presence will reveal that my hand has been on you the whole time. This kind of elevation cannot be fabricated. It's born from obedience. From the tears you cried when no one saw, the battles you fought in secret, the prayers you prayed with trembling hands. Don't let the newfound recognition shift your posture. Stay low in spirit, even as I raise you high. Stay rooted in love, even when they remember how they treated you. Forgive quickly, walk humbly, speak gently. Because this next level isn't about vindication, it's about representation. You are carrying my name now, and I'm trusting you to walk with the same grace you needed in your lowest moments. Let them be surprised. Let them marvel. Let them wonder how you made it, how you rose, how you're still standing. And when they ask, don't say, I told you so, say, God carried me. Because that's the truth. You didn't make it by your strength. You didn't climb this mountain alone. I placed you here. I planted you like a tree by living water. And the fruit you now bear is the proof, not of your striving but of my choosing. And one by one, those who overlooked you, those who labeled you, those who spoke your name without knowing your heart, they will begin to realize, this was never about being right, it was always about being called. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. I'm the one doing the proving, and I'm proving that when I call someone, I also equip them. When I anoint someone, I also appoint them. When I choose someone, I also carry them through. And now they will know. Not because you said it, but because I lifted you where only the chosen can stand.